Prime Field.
6 double-doubles in 7 postseason games. That was the closing note of Sarah Strong's freshman campaign at the University of Connecticut, an exclamation point that echoed across college basketball. In a program where freshman excellence has long been tradition, Strong's debut season stood apart. She averaged 16.1 points, 8.8 rebounds, 3.6 assists, 2.3 steals, and a 1.6 blocks per game, while leading UConn in rebounds, steals, and blocks. More strikingly, she led all NCAA players, not just freshmen, in total win shares. As the reigning WBCA and the Athletic Freshman of the Year, Strong enters her sophomore season under an old but persistent shadow, the so-called sophomore slump. The question stands, will her production decline under heightened scrutiny, or does the data indicate a continuation, perhaps even an escalation, of elite performance consistent with UConn's legendary lineage? This report examines that question through evidence, not assumption. To understand Sarah Strong's trajectory, one must first understand the ecosystem that produced her. Under head coach Gino Auriemma, UConn has long defied the developmental curve typical in women's college basketball. The program's greats, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Breanna Stewart, Paige Beckers, all entered stores as immediate contributors and exited as national icons. Freshman impact is not exceptional here. It is expected. What is exceptional is the ability to sustain it. When Breanna Stewart transitioned from her first to second season, and her scoring average jumped from 13.8 to 19.8 points per game. Maya Moore, as a sophomore, led UConn to an undefeated season. Paige Becker's sophomore numbers dipped statistically, but that drop came amid injuries and defensive targeting unprecedented for a second-year player. This lineage sets the context for Strong. She joins a system engineered to convert elite recruits into consistent All-Americans, a structure supported by one of the most robust player development staffs in college basketball. Strong's rookie campaign unfolded less like a learning curve and more like a blueprint. In 38 consecutive starts, she delivered efficient two-way dominance rarely seen from a first-year forward. Her field goal percentage, 58.4%, ranked among the highest in Division I. Beyond traditional statistics, her advanced metrics were revelatory. Strong's player efficiency rating, PER, approached 28, placing her within the top 5% of all freshmen nationally. Her box plus minus, a composite measure of on-court impact, registered at +6. 0, higher than Breanna Stewart's +4, 5, and Maya Moore's +5, comparable stages. Most striking was her win share total, a metric estimating the number of team victories directly attributable to an individual's performance. Sarah Strong didn't just lead freshmen, she led the nation. Her postseason production validated the data. Across UConn's tournament run, culminating in a Final Four berth, she averaged nearly 16 points and 13 rebounds per game. In pressure environments, efficiency held. By season's end, the accolades were unanimous. Freshman of the Year honors from both the WBCA and the Athletic placed her within the exclusive company of UConn's most heralded debutantes. Historically, statistical regression in a sophomore season can be traced to 2 factors: increased defensive attention and shifts in team composition. But for Strong, the metrics argue otherwise. Her shot distribution demonstrates rare balance: 60% conversion at the rim, 38% from mid-range, and 36% from 3. These figures mirror the efficiency patterns of sophomore year Stewart and Moore, who expanded their offensive repertoires without sacrificing accuracy. Advanced analytics further reinforce the point. Win shares per 40 minutes. Strong ranked in the top 3 nationally, matching Beckers' elite freshman mark of 0.211. Box plus minus, her +6. 0 BPM exceeds the freshman baseline of most prior UConn stars. Per comparison, at approximately 28, she trails only Moore's peak sophomore rate, projecting continued growth. The numbers suggest not a ceiling, but a launch pad. UConn's system amplifies this effect. With a roster built on spacing, off-ball movement, and multi-positional interchange, Strong's versatility, her capacity to rebound, initiate offense, and defend across 4 positions, ensures she remains insulated from singular defensive schemes. The sophomore slump is less a statistical law than a cultural narrative, one rooted in expectation. For elite freshmen, year 2 often arrives with amplified defensive scouting, higher workloads, and public scrutiny. Yet within UConn's framework, that transition rarely leads to decline. When Breanna Stewart entered her sophomore year, she faced precisely that pressure and responded with her first of 4 consecutive Final Four Most Outstanding Player honors. Maya Moore's sophomore season set the standard for two-way consistency. Even Paige Beckers, whose numbers dipped amid injury, remained among the nation's top 10 in win shares per 40 minutes. Strong's challenge, then, is not statistical regression but narrative inertia, the tendency of observers to assume that improvement must be linear and fragile. Her advantage lies in preparation. UConn's off-season program, guided by a veteran development staff, emphasizes adaptability over specialization. The modern emphasis on spacing and tempo further suits Strong's expanding perimeter skill set. In an evolving landscape where forwards are increasingly tasked with initiating offense, she embodies the archetype of the modern UConn star: efficient, intelligent, and system-proof. Strong's trajectory becomes clearer when placed in national perspective. Across Power 5 programs, few freshman standouts sustain top-tier efficiency into their second season. The reasons vary: team roles change, scouting intensifies, and roster turnover disrupts continuity. At UConn, the reverse is often true. The program's internal stability allows skill refinement rather than synonyms of statistical reset. While other freshmen enter year 2 under new systems or coaches, Strong returns to a familiar ecosystem. Her chemistry with returning guard playmakers and continuity with Gino Auriemma's systems form an environment historically resistant to slump dynamics. Comparatively, her advanced metrics already place her in alignment with Stewart, Moore, and Beckers at similar junctures. The probability curve favors sustained excellence, not regression. The implications extend beyond a single player. If Sarah Strong maintains or improves upon her freshman production, she'll do more than lead a title-contending team. She will challenge one of college basketball's most enduring narratives. For UConn, her consistency would reaffirm a cultural through-line, that elite performance is not episodic, but institutional. For the sport at large, it would illustrate that the sophomore slump is not inevitable, but contextual, a myth dismantled by data. As UConn recalibrates after the graduation of veteran contributors, Strong's sustained two-way presence becomes central to championship contention. Her development represents both an analytical model and a symbolic bridge between eras, a continuation of the Moore-Stewart-Beckers lineage into a new decade. The evidence is empirical, the trend unmistakable. From win shares to efficiency ratings, from postseason impact to positional versatility, Sarah Strong's freshman metrics project not decline, but ascension. In stores where expectations often eclipse statistics, she stands as proof that excellence, when systemically cultivated, need not fade with familiarity. The sophomore slump, at least here, is not a curse to survive. It is a myth to disprove.
Prime Field!